Hi, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be doing a Love Island reaction to a couple of episodes 1 to 3 I think is what I watched. Please don't mind me holding this mic like this. It's supposed to be a clip-on, but it decided to break literally 5 seconds before I started filming this video, so I feel like a little podcaster right now. Like, hi, hello, welcome to the Linda Show. I don't know, I feel like this is going to be like a little Love Island after show. We'll discuss our thoughts, dive into some tea, really just unpack the episodes that we're watching. Let me stop rambling, let's get into it. I'm assuming if you're watching this that you've already seen the episodes or you don't really care about spoilers, because I'm going to be talking about literally everything. With episode 1, it always just starts off with introducing the islanders, who's who, the girls, the guys, really just get to, know them, know who they are, what they're about, first impressions. So I'll kind of go into each person, what I thought, my first impressions. Let's see what their vibes are giving. So we have Chelly and Alindrea. Did I say their names right? I'm probably gonna butcher everyone's names. I'm so sorry. So, the two black girls, yes, they enter first, looking good. Everyone looks good. Face tea, body tea. Yes, it's giving. So Chelly, she's 27. She's a day trader. I think she said she was. I have no idea what a day trader is. Is it those Forex people that spam your inbox asking oh, do you want to trade? Blah blah blah. I don't know what that is. But anyways, she trades during the day. She kind of reminds me of Tyla. I don't know if it's just her vibe, her face, the braids, but just something about her, she literally just reminds me of Tyla. I don't know. Gorgeous girl though. Alindrea, she's also 27. She's a Southern belle. She's looking for a Southern man, a gentleman, a man who knows how to open the doors, stands on the outside of the sidewalk, that Southern chivalry, yeah. And then we have Miss Houlda Woulda Shoulda. Um, I was trying so hard to avoid the spoilers on Twitter, by the way, but it was so funny because I kept seeing the name Huda and I was like, are they talking about Huda Beauty? What are we talking about? Huda, she's 24. Seems like she's a lover girl, wants to settle down, wants something serious. And she has a baby. Yep. She has a 4-year-old. She has a child. It's so crazy, people who are around her my age who have children or are married. I'm like, whoa. I need to get it together, but at the same time, I'm still young, and I'm still young in turn. You need to be in the club at 24. I'm sorry, respectfully, that's what I think. In my opinion, Miss Bella, not Bella, Bella. The way it's spelled is so unserious. She's very young, 22. She kind of gave me ocean nature, peace, meditation vibe. She's from Hawaii. I think that's where she's from. But yeah, no, she's cute. She's, wants something serious. She said that in the past she's dated guys who are very nonchalant, which we don't want nonchalant men. Your man should be very chalant. And the last islander girl, we have Yulisa. She's a, Latina queen, very spicy, very, let me stop. Let me not try to have an accent. I'm not trying to offend anyone. 27. The thing with her is she said that she just got out of a 9-year relationship. 9 years. 9. She was doing the cooking, she was doing the cleaning, she was taking care of the man, she was, doing the things that, as a woman you should be doing. And he still cheated on her. Is that not wild? Is that not crazy? Anyways, she said that it's only been a year and a half. I think a year or something like that since they broke up. I feel like that's not a lot of time to heal after a 9-year relationship. I think she said she's been with him since she was 16. That's a lot of years, a lot of development, a lot of your identity that's been attached to a man. So I feel personally, at least for me, I would need at least 5 years to recover. Maybe 6. Now let's get into the men. So we have Ace. Ace is 22. He seems fun. He seems goofy. He seems like a vibe. I just feel like he's not gonna be very serious. I just kind of get that vibe from him. He says that he's a lover boy. Men that say that they're lover boys are menaces to society. I don't know. That's a red flag to me. So I don't know. And he's young. Then we have Nicholas. He's 24. Says that he's someone who likes attention, physical affection. He's a RN. Okay, registered nurse. My people. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. He just seems chill, cool. I guess He's just there. Then we have Lil Nas. Just kidding. We have Taylor. You know, he's a little cowboy. He seems cool. I'm not gonna lie, I hated his outfit. I'm so rude. I didn't really like his outfit when he came in. I know I was supposed to give like cowboy hat, but it wasn't really given for me. But he seems like a cool guy. Austin and Jeremiah are the last two to enter the villa. So Austin, he's a pool boy. I don't really know what that is. Like, is he cleaning pools or like fixing them? Like, I don't, some of these job occupations, I don't really know what that means. But he's a pool boy. I think he is the oldest in the villa, which is kind of concerning. Like, 26 is the oldest. I don't know. I feel like they could have casted more older men. Like, most of the men are like 22, 24. It's not really going to give serious, but anyway. Jeremiah, when he walked in, I felt like he was definitely gonna be everyone's type at first, like just based on first impression. Like he seems, you know, like the pretty boy, you know, that kind of thing. He does seem a little nerdy, like he's into, I don't know what he was saying, video games and stuff. Yeah, he seems cool. He's 25. Oh, he did say he was a cheater though, which, boo, tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes. I don't, that's a red flag. So those are all the castmates that were initially introduced to. I forgot to add in a really important detail, y'all. So we find out when all the guys and the girls meet each other initially that Chelly and Ace actually knew each other beforehand, which I don't know how I feel about that because I feel like this needs to be a super authentic situation. And I feel like the fact that they knew each other beforehand, I don't know. Did production kind of have a hand in that? Who knows? But yeah, they knew each other beforehand. They had a thing. They had a little situationship, but it never went anywhere because they lived in completely two different cities. So obviously now they're seeing each other again for the first time, and it's like, oh, I know you. So once we get that introduction to everyone, then we move on to the actual coupling. How they did it this year to choose the couples is the girls choose two guys that they want to kiss, and then based on that kiss, they then choose who they want to couple with. But the twist is another girl can also pick the guy that you choose and steal him from you. So we're gonna do a little, maybe I'll do like a little map diagram. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but we're gonna run through who picked who and what the final couples were. Kelly goes first, and the two guys that she picks to kiss are Ace and Austin. However, she ends up picking Ace. Then we have Miss Huda. She goes second, and she kisses Jeremiah and Ace. And I thought this was going to be a messy situation, but she ends up going with Jeremiah. Then Bella goes third. She ends up kissing Nick and Nick or Nicholas and Taylor. And it was kind of cute because she's someone who's like, oh, I don't want to kiss on the first date. So she just ends up having them kiss her on the cheek. But she ends up pairing up with Nick. Olandria, I don't know why I have to say her name like that. Olandria is next. And she ends up also kissing Nick and Taylor. However, she ends up with Taylor, which I was really happy about. And see, this is where things get messy. So yeah, Yulissa goes last, right? So she picks Ace to kiss. And when I tell y'all, this was the longest kiss I've ever witnessed in my entire life. I think at one point I looked away from the screen and I looked back and they were still kissing. Like it just kept going and going and going and going. Yeah, it was really awkward to watch. And like Chelly's just awkwardly in the back, like, okay, are y'all done? I was also thinking the same thing. And then the second person that she picks to kiss is Jeremiah, but he didn't even kiss her. He was like, oh, I'm just gonna kiss you on the cheek to be respectful. And Ace was like, oh, I fucked up. I should have done that. You think? So obviously she ends up stealing Ace from Chelly. So Yulissa and Ace then pair up. So then, because they're the only two people left, Chelly and Austin then pair up, which made sense because they were the only two, and also Austin was Chelly's other pick, so I think it worked out for them regardless. So yeah, those are the couples, those are the pairings, that's how we're starting off the season. Moving on to the rest of the episode, it's just all the couples just talking and getting to know each other, interacting with one another. And I'll just kind of like talk about certain points that stood out to me or were like really funny, and just like the overall dynamics of each couple. So Taylor and Alandria, again, I like them together. They're, you know, very southern. They have a lot of like values that are related. They seem really compatible. There was a conversation that was really funny to me though, because Taylor, no, Alandria asked him like, okay, describe your perfect woman, describe your ideal woman. This man said, good teeth, a big ass, and some nice toes. And then Alendria was like, hey, like, let me see your toes. Tell me why this man has a black toe. How are you gonna demand nice, pretty toes from a woman and your toe is black? Make it make sense. And then Bella and Nick, you know, they have a couple conversations. I will say, I don't know, they feel kind of awkward to me. Like, I understand, obviously, Bella wants to take things very slow, especially when it comes to like the physical aspect and stuff, but just like their interactions are so like, like, like I don't know, just so I feel like I'm watching two 12-year-olds like that like each other talk. It's so weird. I don't know. With Jeremiah and Huda, they seem very locked in already. Like they're very all over each other, very affectionate. Jeremiah is like, yes, you're the only one I wanted. I saw you and it was you right away. Like you. I'm very wary about couples like that who are very like fire, hot, so quick, because I feel like it burns out really quick and it's just a bit much. Like, relax. You know, Yulissa and Ace, based on their conversations that they had, I feel like Yulissa's definitely very into him, at least like physically, but Ace is not. You know, he's like, yeah, she wasn't really the person I was wanting, you know, first off, but you know, I'm gonna be open. That's what they love to say. That's their favorite phrase. They love to be open. I'm gonna be open. I'm gonna, you know, get to know her, blah blah blah. But I feel like his mind is very much still is into Chelly, and that's what I mean by it's a disadvantage, because I feel like the physical or the previous like connection that they had outside of the villa is obviously something that they want to explore now that they're actually in the same place, because they couldn't before because they lived in different cities. With Austin and Chelly, like the discussions and conversations they have seem really cool. It's very obvious based on, you know, the things that he's saying that Austin is clearly more into Chelly than I think she may be into. I think she's just more open to exploring, whereas he's like, I like this connection. He kind of has tunnel vision right now, which isn't great. I always like cringe, you know, when in the confessionals, like the first person's like, oh yeah, like I feel like we're really connecting, and you know, I see something special, and I really like her, and then you cut to the next person's confessional, and they're like, yeah, it's all right, but I'm open for more. It's just like, oh, there's an incompatibility here. And then throughout the episode, Huda is trying to like subtly drop hints that she is a baby to Jeremiah. And it's so funny. I don't know, it's so funny to me. Like, obviously, I understand her reasoning. So she wants to wait until, you know, they build more of a connection and that Jeremiah is, you know, really into her as a person and who she is. So she's kind of holding it off, but just the way that she's kind of skirting around things, but also like subtly kind of dropping hints that like, yeah, I got a kid, and he's just not, it's not clicking for him, is kind of hilarious. Episode 1 ends with them playing this kind of like gamer challenge. So they're blindfolded, right? And they're still in their original couples. However, they are allowed to secretly kiss another person if they want to. So obviously, you know, this game is created to be messy, and let's just say it gets very messy. So I'll just kind of run through quickly on who kissed who. So Nick kisses Alendria, and his reasoning for that was because, you know, he was the second person that you know, she chose, so he wanted to kind of see and explore to see if there's anything there. Chelly kisses Ace. Are we surprised? No. This one surprised me a little bit, but Alendria kisses Ace, which was kind of random because it didn't really seem that she had an attraction to him. But she did it. She tried it. She dipped her toes in. And then Ace's thirsty ass kisses Chelly, not surprised. And then he kisses Huda, which was like very random. Was not expecting that. I think even Huda was confused. Like her reaction was like, who is this? Like, what? And obviously, they can't see each other. The episode ends with bombshells entering the house, so everyone's still blindfolded. and it's Charlie and Sierra that are the new bombshells. Charlie is British. I think he's 27. Sierra's 25. And she said she's ready to steal someone's man. Her words, not mine. So yeah, everyone's still blindfolded, and Charlie kisses all the girls, Sierra kisses all the guys, and then they kind of tiptoe off so that the islanders like don't know that they're there yet. That's how episode 1 ends off. Let's move on to episode 2. We got a lot to get through. So episode 2 starts off with the bombshells, Charlie and Sierra picking the people that they want to, get to know and pull away to the hideaway, another location for the night. So Sierra picks Nick and Charlie picks Shelly. Shelly is a hot commodity, okay? She's wanted by everyone. She's wanted by Austin. She's wanted by Ace. And now Charlie wants to be added to the roster. I'm here for it, honestly, I won't lie. And the time they spent in the hideaways chill. I mean, Sierra and Nick are clearly really feeling each other. Like, they're very handsy, they're very flirty. And I feel like that's kind of what Nick is looking for, especially compared to how he is with Bella. Obviously, Bella's more reserved and not as, outgoing and affectionate with her feelings compared to Sierra, who is, all over him. Like, she's making it known that she wants him. So he's very clearly feeling that. Charlie and Chelly seem pretty cool. Like, they are just getting to know each other. Just casual talk, a little bit of flirting, nothing too crazy. That's all going on in the hideaway. Now we go back to the villa where everyone else is. Yulissa just randomly leaves. Like, they just say, "Oh yeah, Yulissa left," and that's it. I don't know what happened to her, but she's completely gone. Everyone's just kind of, discussing, recovering from, that last challenge, talking about who they think kissed who. And I'll just kind of go into certain reactions that were really weird to me. Ace is like, "Yeah, a couple girls kissed me." And Jeremiah, for some reason, thinks that Huda kissed Ace. Like, he's very like, "I think she did. I don't know. She's lying to me." Like, he's just really weird and possessive about it. That was kind of a red flag to me. It's literally not even been 24 hours. Even if she did, I don't feel like it's something to be that, like, upset about. And there seemed to be kind of a bit of, like, tension between Ace and Jeremiah when they were talking about it. I could definitely see some kind of, like, blow up happening between those two. Like, just the way they interact and talk with each other is not looking too good. And then we have Olindria, who tells Taylor that, "Yep, I kissed Ace," and he took it pretty well. Like, I feel like it was a stark difference between Jeremiah's reaction and Taylor's reaction. Jeremiah was super possessive and weird. I didn't like it. But Taylor was like really understanding. It was like, "Yeah, you know what? We don't know each other like that. You gotta explore different connections." I ain't mad at it. So the bombshells meet the rest of the Islanders, and they kind of just all, talk about what happened in the hideaway between Sierra, Nick, and then Shelly and Charlie. With Sierra and Nick, and specifically, obviously, at the moment, Nick is coupled with Bella. The way Bella's reacting to things is kind of a lot. Like, it seems she's very attached right away. Like, she's like, "My man, this, oh, you don't have too much fun. Oh, what were you guys doing? Oh, my man, my man, my man." It's like, "Oh, whoa, girl." And then yeah, there's this weird scene that took place with Jeremiah and Huda. Like, I mean, it was weird to me. So basically, Sierra, the bombshell, she's kind of talking to all the guys, and then she pulls Jeremiah for chats. "Let's have a chat," like the UK, Love Island UK. "Let's have a chat." Anyways, she pulls Jeremiah for a chat, and they just go and talk. And Jeremiah is very, like, not rude, but like very, like, surface level. Like, she's like, "Oh, how many siblings do you have?" "6." "Oh, what do you do for fun?" Like, just very, you ask, I answer. There isn't anything more to it, but it's just so weird, like, seeing, like, Huda's reaction. Like, she's walking by a lot of times. She goes and sits down, like, really close to them because she's like, "No, I want him to see me." It just seems they're very possessive over each other. And again, I feel like it's too early on to be doing all of that. I feel like those couples that are like that right away, it ends badly. Like, look what happened to Kayla and Aaron last season. Episode 2 ends with a recoupling. And girl, I'm not gonna lie, I was shocked by some of the results. All the single people are lined up, right? And then they go couple to couple, and they're like, "Okay, if anyone wants to recouple or possibly recouple, stand up." The people that stood up, whoa, I did not see that coming. I wasn't shocked by this. Nick decides to recouple. Not surprising. Makes sense. Then they moved to some of the other couples. So when they got to Austin and Shelly, I was expecting Shelly to stand up and recouple with Charles because, side note, they kissed in the doc. I completely forgot to mention that. So Charlie and Shelly had their own little thing going on. Forward to now this recoupling. So I was thinking that Shelly was gonna stand her little ass up. Tell me why Austin stood up. I said, and then on top of that, we move on to the other couples. Jeremiah and Huda, they stay seated, not surprised. Alondria and Taylor, I thought they were, really feeling each other. Tell me why Taylor stands up. I said, what? And even everyone else was like, what's going on? And then this whole thing between Huda and Alondria happened because Huda was like, yo, like, you guys are terrible. Like, she's talking her shit, supporting her girls. And then Alondria kind of made this comment. She was like, girl, like, no, we'll talk, like, stop. We'll talk about it later. And that kind of threw everyone off because they're like, girl, what? Are you upset right now? So there's kind of a little back and forth, some tension between them during that moment. So then Sierra gets to choose between all the boys that stood up. So Nick, Austin, Taylor, and Ace. Obviously, she chooses Nick. So now Nick and Sierra are a couple, and Bella is on her own and single. And that's how episode 2 ends. And then on to the last episode that I watched, episode 3. So everyone's obviously just discussing and debriefing about what happened with the recoupling. All the guys are, sitting down, talking, and they're kind of applauding like all the guys that stood up because they're like, yeah, good. At this point, you should be open to meeting different connections, blah, 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 blah. But the thing that was weird was Ace and Jeremiah, again, they kind of have this weird tension thing going on because Ace is like, dude, like, why are you so locked in with Huda at the moment? It seems like you guys are already closed off. And I just feel like it's kind of weird because, it's too early, blah, 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 blah. And Jeremiah's like, bruh, mind your business. So, again, there's a weird tension thing going on. And Ace has made it clear that he is somewhat feeling Huda, like he'd like to get to know her more. So I don't know if that has something to do with it, but it's kind of, I don't know, their interactions are weird. Some of the other people that are talking, we have Alondria and Taylor. They kind of talk about what happened because Alondria was pissed at Taylor, okay? Like when he sat down, she scooted away from him. Like she was not feeling him at all after that situation. So they had a whole conversation. And then Chelly and Austin, talk about what happened. It was kind of funny. Austin said the only reason he stood up was because he thought Chelly would. And when he saw that she didn't, he was like, I should have sat back down. That sent me. I'm sorry. That was so funny. Obviously, Nick and Bella finally have a conversation about what happened, and Nick recoupling with Sierra. And I mean, she's not having his shit. Like, she tells him off, like, you should have told me, you should have communicated better. He still makes it known that he's still interested in her and, still is open to exploring that. And she's kind of like, we'll see. But it's clear she still has feelings for him, and she makes that known too. So, I don't know about those two. I could see it getting very messy between the three of them. And then a conversation happens between Huda and Chelly because Huda is going back and forth about when the right time is to tell Jeremiah about her child. And I feel like Chelly gave her really great advice. She was like, you know what? If you tell him today or you tell him a year from now, 2 years from now, next week, it doesn't really matter. His reaction is going to be the same. This is a huge part of your identity. You need to tell him, which is, I 100% agree. And the episode ends with Huda telling Jeremiah that she's got a baby. And I'm not going to lie, he looks spooked. He looks scared. He was trembling. He's like, you're a mom at 24? I mean, that was my reaction too, but like, why'd you have to say it like that? So yeah, I don't know about the future of their relationship, y'all, but it's not looking too good. But anyways, I'm excited to see the rest of the episodes. Sorry this video was kind of rushed and all over the place. One, I don't got enough storage for this, and two, I got places to be right now. So the other ones will probably be a bit more detailed and organized and comprehensive. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. I definitely see this being a very messy season. I don't know if it's going to be as good as last season because that one was good. But I don't know. I have high hopes. We'll have to just wait and see and watch and cry and laugh together. If you enjoy this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and come back for more. And make sure y'all leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments too, because I want to see what other people's opinions are and what you guys are thinking. Okay, bye.